bells echoing through the Saturday night here in Starkville, Mississippi. A uniquely indigenous sound of football in the South. Welcome, everyone, to the SEC on ESPN. From Davis Wade Stadium in Starkville, Mississippi, the first conference road test for the number 8 Auburn Tigers taking on the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. Folks, the key word tonight, defense, and we have lots of it. The 4th top defenders in the country on the field, Dusty.
Well, Jonesy, we got some defensive dudes tonight in Starkville. It starts for Auburn. Garrett Brown, a freakish combination, size, speed, athleticism. He's 6'5", he's 325, one of the most disruptive forces in all of college football. And you like defensive line play? How about Jeffrey Simmons? Powerful, explosive, very disruptive inside, a one-gap player that sheds blocks well and really is a dominant force on the inside of this Mississippi State defensive line. And on the outside flanking him, we got a long, lean, dynamic pass rusher in Montez Sweat. He's 6'6", he's 245. I told you, he reminds me a lot of Mr. Jason Taylor, that type of potential. Has a really nice pass rush with a long arm. But it's not just up front for Mississippi State, also on the back end. How about Jonathan Abram? This guy is tenacious, flies around the football field, kind of that old school, nasty mentality, and he is a physical tackler at the point of attack. If you like defense, tune in tonight. It's about to go down.
My partner's amped. I'm thinking about 17-14. This is the 10-year anniversary, folks, of the famous 3-2 game. Some of the locals here remember it, even if they choose not to really remember it, if you know what I mean. Listen.
I know you like points. May not be a lot of points tonight.
West Byram going to attempt this field goal from 35 yards out. And this one is good. Puts the first points on the board tonight. Todd passing out of his end zone. Flag down.
Holding, number 50, offense. Foul occurred in the end zone. I really like the safety.
Downfield has a man. It's picked off.
Tremendous play.
Listen up, folks. The final score, 3-2. That's right.
It was ugly, but we'll take 3-2 every time we play this year.
10 years later, fans of Auburn and Mississippi State are hoping to avoid a case of deja vu, but both of these teams' offenses are struggling mightily. Auburn's quarterback, Jarrett Stidham, admitted to me that their offensive line is beat up. They're dealing with some injuries, and that's put more pressure on him to elevate his game. Today, he'll focus on getting the ball out quickly, some short to intermediate passes, and some more designed quarterback runs. And for Mississippi State, Nick Fitzgerald hasn't thrown a touchdown pass since September 15th, but Joe Moorhead standing by his starter, stressing that they won't turn to backup Keaton Thompson just yet. Instead, he'll simplify the game plan, hoping for more confidence and quick decisions. He said Fitzgerald's issues have been mental, not physical. They need to get his confidence up early, Mark.
Yeah, Molly, he holds 12 different school passing records. Joe Moorhead, the man on the sidelines in his first year, an offensive guru, much like Gus Malzahn, who likes to hang his hat on offense. His team's running game looking to get on track here after a couple of consecutive sub-100-yard rushing games for the Auburn Tigers. Mississippi State won the toss, deferring to the second half. Auburn will receive. The sounds of football in the South. The Tigers do have a kickoff return for touchdown this year, but 𝐁𝐿𝐵𝐼𝐺 will not get an opportunity to be 1st and 10 Tigers from the 25-yard line. Mark Jones, Dusty Dvorak, my partner. You're talking about rip moves today and swim moves and all that stuff,
We're
right?
going to teach some stuff today. We got some quality defensive linemen on display here tonight.
Dusty, both these teams are thinking about history in terms of getting their games back on track, right?
Yeah, last year, Mississippi State, they lost 2 games in a row, and they looked to last season as a building point where they lost those 2 games. They really hit their stride. They want to do the same thing here. And for Auburn, they're 1 point away from being undefeated. So though there's some shakiness on the offense, that defense has been so good. They're right there, not just the conference race, but the national championship race as well.
First down and 10. Stidham rolling out to his right. Completes his first attempt to the 29-yard line. No, now they're going to say incomplete. intended for Ryan Davis, the team's leading receiver. Let's take a look at tonight's Chick-fil-A impact players.
We won't see them till Mississippi State gets the ball, but Jenkins, the center, as well as Deshaun Davis, a linebacker, two outstanding players. Jenkins might be the best center in all of college football, and Deshaun Davis, man, does he make plays for this Auburn defense.
Auburn's offensive line a little bit banged up last week in their win against Southern Miss. Little counter run here. That's Cam Martin. Going to be interesting to see how much we see of the backup, Bᴜʟʟᴅᴏ, who was nicked up last week. A 3-yard gain by Cam Martin. And it's 3rd down and about 7 to go.
This is a bad area for Auburn. We talked with Gus Malzahn. He said we've got to stay out of 3rd and 7+. And when you're talking about Bob Shoop and this Mississippi State defense, they love to dial up pressure in situations just like this.
Whitlow watching from the sidelines on 3rd and long. Stidham has time, rolls out. He's going to be forced out of bounds at about the 32-yard line, short of the 1st down. 4th down coming up.
Well, Mark, Auburn's Bᴜʟʟᴅᴏ ran out onto the field in warm-up, screaming, flexing, beating his chest. He's excited and ready to compete. You can see he's chomping at the bit to get out there. He moved well in warm-ups. He did extra ball security drills with his left arm. I never saw him favoring that side, guys. We'll see if he goes in.
Yeah, he's one of their more productive players. Jersey still clean here after the first series. Aaron Sippos with the punt. Keith Mixon at his own 21-yard line feels it with a fair catch. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from there. Nick Fitzgerald taking the reins of the offense after that 48-yard punt, and nothing on the return. Fitzgerald with 12 different school records and approaching the top spot in terms of rushing quarterbacks in the SEC. Tim Tebow holding down that #1 spot for now.
They want to simplify the game plan, give Nick Fitzgerald easier reads, simple decisions, less to think about, allow him just to go out and play at a high level.
And a nice run by Fitzgerald between the tackles to the 33, picks up 5.
Well, Mark, Joe Moorhead said that he can see some of the mental effects of that injury on his quarterback, Nick Fitzgerald. He said he used to be able to put his foot in the grass and just barrel through people when he ran with the football. He sees a lot more hesitation now. He said that his issues in the run game are 100% mental. They're not physical. He needs to get over that hurdle.
A good time to break out here tonight. Going to run it again, Molly. And stoned by Darrell Williams, one of the first guys to get there for that Auburn defense. His forward progress is going to give him about 3 yards, though. Interesting that Fitzgerald said in the wake of his injury, I asked him about calls of support from other former players or people who have had this injury. He said Gordon Hayward of the Boston Celtics was one of the athletes that reached out to him and offered some very encouraging words.
He didn't know if he'd ever play football again. Yeah. He thought his career was over. And here he is trying to put together a solid senior season.
3rd and 2. There's Williams up the middle, got the 1st down, out to the 43-yard line. Dusty, that's kind of how it's going to have to be tonight, right?
Well, this offense is built and predicated on a physical running attack, and getting Aris Williams a football is a necessity. Good blocking in the middle, a good, tough physical run. I think both Kylan Hill and Aris Williams both have to be bigger pieces of this offense starting tonight.
That offensive line for the Bulldogs winning on that series, on that play. Williams sets in the backfield. Fitzgerald going up top here, and good coverage at the 30-yard line, incomplete. It was Christian Tutt. He was working against Austin Williams.
And we're seeing some slight subtleties to this offense. Joe Moorhead told us they wanted to have some different formations, some motion, some shift. We've seen Kylan Hill in the slot motion back into the backfield. Now back-to-back plays. Aris Williams starts in the slot and then motions back to the backfield. Just doing a little bit of things to try to make this Auburn defense think and slow them down just a step.
2nd and 10. Give it to Kylan Hill, who's back in the ball game with 9.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. This week's college football playoff rankings brought to you by Capital One. And one of the big stories of the day, boy, look at that L. Florida defeating LSU, and Oklahoma, Texas Dusty, you still with me, man? I'm feeling you a little bit.
Yeah, Oklahoma, we're talking about defense here. There wasn't a whole lot of defense being played at the Cotton Bowl today, especially from the Oklahoma Sooners. But congrats to Tom Herman. Nice win for the Longhorns.
Kyler Murray had his Heisman moment there in the dying moments of that game, but Texas rallied back to win. 3rd and 7 from Mississippi State. Fitzgerald got rid of it. Picked off at midfield. Jeremiah Dinson, one of the leaders on defense. Boy, it looked like that hit him right between the 2 and the 0. It was intended for Osiris Mitchell. That's a 2nd interception of the year for Dinson, number 20.
And Dinson just does an excellent job reading the quarterback's eyes. He's going to have eyes on the quarterback the entire time. He gets to his spot. Right in the throwing lane for Nick Fitzgerald. Outstanding job being in the proper position and making a play on the football.
See if Auburn takes a shot here after the interception. Cox in motion, now sets. They choose to run it instead. That's Martin, and he is met in the middle by Simmons, number 94, and Errol Thompson. No gain on the play. Errol Thompson somewhat overshadowed by Simmons and Sweat.
Well, big Jeffrey Simmons in the middle, man. He is such a tough character to deal with. You'll see him inside, just working on the new center, Nick Brahms. Fights through a double team, stays in his gap. Picture perfect from a nose tackle.
2nd and 10, Stidham on the out. Completes it. And this is going to be close to a 1st down. Tucker Brown making the reception. The former walk-on picks up 9 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 1. They're up at the line of scrimmage going quick.
He's almost like an extra offensive lineman at 290 pounds.
Handoff. Great straight on by Martin. That's going to be pretty close. Let's see where they spot this. Field goal unit comes in.
Little surprised we're not seeing Auburn go for it here. I think that speaks to the lack of physicality up front on their offensive line, especially that they're going against such a physical defensive front for the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Anders Carlson going to attempt this field goal from about 46 yards out. He's only 6 of 12 on the season, but he's attempted an inordinate amount of 50-yarders. This one is right between the pipes by Carlson. And just like that famous 3-2 game 10 years ago, we got the 3, Dusty. Waiting for the safety now. 7.5 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. Tigers with the lead when we come back. Fitzgerald going to take off, looking explosive and fast and dynamic on that run. Fitzgerald cruising his way out to the 45 before being tackled by Thomas, but he picked up 8.
He is a physical runner. He's a big guy. We sat down with him yesterday. He's ever been a 6'5", 235. And if you want to arm tackle Nick Fitzgerald, you better think again. He's going to run through arm tackles left and right. Nice pickup on 1st down.
They're going to run it again here. Good hole over the left side. And this is Williams. Running the ball well on successive plays now. A 12-yard pickup.
Big holes in the interior of that Mississippi State offensive line and good patience. And then a burst through the hole by Aris Williams.
Down to the 43.
They run the ball like this. Watch them to take their shots with the defense on their heels.
4 receivers out to the top of your screen. Fitzgerald keeps it. Nice moves between the tackles. Still on his feet. And just tripped up. Barely tripped up. And a 1st down for Fitzgerald. Got a great block from Island. And a 29-yard pickup.
Excellent job reading the defense. The defensive end goes with Aris Williams. Nick Fitzgerald takes it between the tackles. Nice read and run for the senior quarterback.
This is as fast as we've seen him this year,
Yes.
Dusty.
A little explosiveness right there.
Down to the 14. Hands it off and nowhere to go this time for Aris Williams. Tried to run it into the boundary, but Nick Coe, one of those guys that is frequently overlooked because of Russell and Brown and Davidson up front. Coe making the play that time.
Tried to run the counter. Nick Coe, as you mentioned, very physical at the point of attack, set a hard edge. Made a nice play behind the line of scrimmage.
He was named the SEC Defensive Player of the Week after that Week 1 win against Washington.
Big-time wrestler back in high school. Uses that leverage and
Those guys always make good defensive linemen, right?
Absolutely. Leverage and hand placement.
Stuart Reese split out wide, and Fitzgerald tried to run it himself. Nothing doing that time up the middle. That time it was Davidson making the tackle. And in a blink, it's third down coming up in long for Mississippi State. A loss of 1 on the play.
Back-to-back negative plays, both made by the front for this Auburn defense. Marlon Davidson, Nick Coe, Dontavius Russell, Derek Brown. I mean, they're just loaded up front.
This is where Fitzgerald has been trying to develop chemistry with his receivers. Need some big plays. Mitchell split wide to the top of your screen. He's their leading wideout. They're going to run it again. Williams put his hat down, but he was pushed out of bounds short of the first down at about the 8-yard line. Sets up a 4th and about 5 to go. He picked up 8.
We've seen a good mix of runs between the tackles as well as quite a few perimeter runs. And it looks like Joe Moorhead.
Wow, is he going to go for it here?
Keeping the offense on the field. He got to kick this.
Yeah.
I really do. When you think about points being at a premium, right. You can't have this successful drive that you put together and come away with nothing. I think it's the right choice to try to take the points.
Brother, you said it. Points at a premium
Man.
tonight. Jace Chrisman in, 3 of 5 on the season. This one from 25 yards out. And he knocks the game at 3 apiece. We've already scored 1 more point than we did in this game 10 years ago. Yeah, that's the reason to ring that bell. Nice and loud for the people in the back. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everyone, under the lights at Davis-Wade Stadium in Starkville, Mississippi. Part of the country where football is just weaved into the very fabric of everyday life, 24/7. You're seeing and feeling that vibe right now.
Place is lit, partner.
Oh, we got a good seat, too.
Yeah, we do.
Auburn has a kickoff return for a touchdown this year. This is Martin. And Martin out to the 26. Let's go back to the studio and Chris Cotter. Stidham to pass, completes it. Out to the 42-yard line, Darius Slayton with his 14th reception of the season. Picked up 15 yards on a first down.
Good protection, Max Pro. They leave 7 into block. Good clean pocket. A nice pass delivered by Jarrett Stidham.
The passing again, complete again to Slayton. Stepped out of bounds, got about 7. Couple of big plays on that last drive.
And this is going to be their wide sweep. We're going to see Aris Williams come back into the backfield. Good down block by Greg Island. Deion Calhoun's going to pull around. An excellent cut up the field by Nick Fitzgerald.
Speaking of cuts, nice cut on that play by Bᴜʟʟᴅᴏ. Whitlow was somewhat questionable as to whether he would play, but he picked up 10 on that one.
You watch the tape, talk about a physical downhill runner. I think the best of the bunch, this Auburn running back core.
Little receiver screen out on the edge. That's Davis. Ryan Davis, their leading receiver. Picked up about 3. Yeah, 𝐒𝐿𝐿 was injured in that game against Southern Miss. Hurt his shoulder, as Molly reported a little bit earlier here tonight. A fast-moving game, under 1.5 to go in the first quarter. 𝐒𝐿𝐿 again got a blocker in front of him. That makes it out to the 37-yard line. Picked up 4 on the play.
Now they're in third and manageable, right? They're not behind the chains. Now the entire playbook's opened up. Run game's available, play action pass. Like to play action and throw.
10 years ago, it was 3-2. There's a look at the quote-unquote superlatives. Some of the highlights. 15 of 18 baseball games played that day were higher scoring than 3-2. We'll be right back, folks. We got fireworks. Welcome back, everyone, to the SEC on ESPN. The sideline is hyped for Mississippi State. A couple of get-back coaches being kept busy.
Direct snap to the running back.
That's what they do. A little wildcat, a fumble by Martin, and they're not going to make it. A miscue, a costly one. And Mississippi State, fortunate that time, Mark McLaurin with the tackle.
But remember, they switched centers 2 games ago. The third start for Nick Brahms. They wanted more physicality. And a week ago, they had 4 false starts, and now a faulty snap to the running back Cam Martin results in a big loss on a crucial 3rd and short situation. Big mistake.
And now this field goal by Carlson is going to come from, well, right around 50 yards. They're going to say it's 49. Made his first one from 47 tonight. And he's going to push this one left. So it looked like a promising drive. 11 plays in. Turned the other way on the Tigers. Stidham had his hat ripped off. And Gus Malzahn wondering just what happened.
Back here in Starkville, and there's a lot of energy here on Mississippi State sidelines. The coaching staff telling the running backs, when you get to the edge, you need to increase your speed. I need a little more physicality out of you. And another good sign, Nick Fitzgerald going up to his offensive line, telling them, keep doing your thing. I got you. You see a lot of confidence in him, especially in the run game now, guys.
And Molly, his leadership has really grown over the last couple of years. Hands it off to 𝐭𝐿𝐿 Hill right there.
Go back to the play on 3rd and short. Cam Martin in at quarterback with a wildcat. You see that snap wide left. Running back not typically used to taking a shotgun snap. Again, that speaks to a young, inexperienced center starting for just his 3rd time, and Nick Brahms.
Part of that shift on the offensive line for the Tigers. Fitzgerald pulls it out, is going to go over the middle. Got his man to the 40-yard line. That's Osiris Mitchell, the guy they're trying to work on in terms of improving his confidence. Little redemption for him on the 23-yard gain.
When you can get the physical ground game going, it opens up things in the back end. Nice route on the dig by Osiris Mitchell and a perfect pass on time and on target from Nick Fitzgerald.
First down and 10. Fitzgerald hands it off to Hill. Nice move to get those shoulders north-south. A missed tackle by Darrell Williams. Tried to collar Hill and couldn't. A 10-yard gain.
Well, it's a foot race on the edge. 49, Darrell Williams going to try to beat 𝐭𝐿𝐿 Hill to the perimeter, but too much speed. A little stutter step by 𝐭𝐿𝐿 Hill. A nice pickup on 1st down. We've seen an excellent mix of inside the tackle running and a lot of wide, what I would call a running back sweep, getting these running backs to the perimeter.
Fitzgerald hands it off to Hill again. Hill down to the 29-yard line. Christian Tutt making the stop on the 2-yard gain. Going back to last year, then Coach Dan Mullen told his starting quarterback Fitzgerald, hey, listen, you got to get into the locker room and make relationships and make friends with new guys in the locker room so they see you as an even more important leader on this team. And he has successfully continued to do that. 2nd down and 8. With a blitz coming. Picked up Fitzgerald. Incomplete. Over the middle. Damian Sherwood defending on the play against Green. You know what? We haven't said much about Derek Brown so far, Dusty.
And I think part of that is why you've seen so many perimeter runs, right? What's the one way to stay away from Derek Brown? Yeah. Get the ball to the edge, get the ball to the perimeter. I think that's part of the game plan that we've seen to this point. RPO on that last play has an excellent job by the true freshman safety, Damian Sherwood, not coming downhill, taking the fake on the run, staying up, and making a nice play with a pass breakup.
3rd down and 8. Derek Brown, the guy we talked about in the open. Maybe the most highest rated player on the field here tonight. Fitzgerald almost picked off over the middle. Daniel Thomas got a jump on that route and almost had himself a pick. It was intended for Farrod Green. 4th and 8 coming up.
Nick Fitzgerald lucky. Almost had his 2nd interception of the afternoon. Excellent job in coverage by 24 Daniel Thomas. Reads the quarterback's eyes, makes a break on the football. Whew. Close.
Very.
Having a nice interception.
Jace Chrisman on the field now, attempting a field goal from 47 yards out. This would be a career long. Made one earlier from 25. Sometimes football is a game of inches. It caroms off the upright and through. I didn't hear him call bank, Dusty. But you know what? He'll take that anyway. Well, Bᴜʟʟᴅ, Mississippi State's first ever Bulldog mascot, served in the 1960s. He's now buried, get this, under the 50-yard line at Davis Wade Stadium, right here beneath the players' bench. One of the more lovable live mascots we see in college football. Tavius Whitlow in the backfield, a.k.a. Booby. And he's going to get a chance here. Got uphill and downhill. And a nice gain by Whitlow. Got a great block by Harrell.
Yeah, Harrell is going to pull out. He's going to get outside. Excellent job leading the way for Whitlow. Ooh, nice block.
Toss into the boundary. Whitlow again. Across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Whitlow 6 feet. Lafayette, Alabama. The team's leading rusher coming into the game tonight, averaging over 5.3 per carry. Stidham gets rid of it quickly, complete. That's Davis. And Davis going to be stopped out about a yard short. 3rd and short, a manageable down and distance for Gus Malzahn. Adams with the tackle.
Ryan Davis kind of the spark plug for this offense. They love to get him the football out in space. Nice pickup on 2nd down. Another 3rd and manageable for this Auburn offense.
Stidham has made his last 6 in a row.
Wildcat coming up. Whitlow, counter power.
Got Whitlow taking the direct snap here. Trick play, Stidham going to throw it downfield. Wide open! Wide open! And he missed him. He overshot Slayton. Oh, wow.
Well, they dial up a perfect play, and they don't execute. I mean, they had Mississippi State fooled. Nobody, and I mean nobody, stays with Darius Slayton.
Unbelievable.
Thrown way over the head of Slayton. Jarrett Stidham, he had to get rid of the football quick. He was under duress. But, man, you got to find a way to complete that pass. Not going to get many opportunities against this Mississippi State defense like that.
Siposs with the punt. Nixon back there at the 6-yard line. And an opportunity fallen by the wayside.
Back here in Starkville, Mississippi State up 6-3. And at kickoff, the decibel meter I had on my phone read at 100 decibels. That creates hearing damage if you're exposed for too long. And what do we want here, guys? Taco Bell is honoring student sections like these, and Mississippi State is on their watch list. Make sure to go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell to find out more.
I don't know if Taco Bell's going to find louder fans, Molly, than those cowbell-armed fans. Pass complete to Green, and Green gets a first down out by the 20-yard line.
Farrod Green playing H-back. Is a split zone action. He's just going to sneak out into the flats. Easy dump down for Nick Fitzgerald in the first down.
Hands it off here to Hill. Nowhere to go. That's going to be a loss of about 1 on the play. Davis making the tackle. I started to talk about Fitzgerald. Turned on his phone, had gotten a text from his new head coach, Moorhead, who said, make sure you get your ring size because we're going to win an SEC championship and we're going to have a big season. And he also told Fitzgerald, clear a spot on that mantelpiece of yours at home for a potential Heisman Trophy. And Fitzgerald said, I love the fact that Coach was so hyped, and I liked his swag when he talked so brazenly like that.
You got to have confidence, right?
Yep.
Coach had confidence. I don't think the national championship or the Heisman's actually going to happen, but you got to love the confidence and the buy-in from the quarterback, Nick Fitzgerald.
Sometimes you got to speak it into existence. Incomplete. Guidry dropped it. No other way to say it.
And that's been one of the things with this Mississippi State passing attack so far this season. It's been a calamity of errors, right? We've seen drop passes. There's Stephen Guidry on a shallow crosser. He's got to make that catch when he hits it in his hands. There's been drops. There's been lack of protecting Nick Fitzgerald, as well as Nick Fitzgerald's had some accuracy issues. So pretty much every facet of this passing attack has had its flaws so far early in this season.
Yeah, there's Mitchell. He had a drop on a post last week that would have made the score 13-3 against Florida at the time. This time it's Austin Williams making the catch, no gain on the play. And it's 4th down coming up for the Bulldogs in this low-scoring affair.
3rd and long, they play conservative. They've already seen 1 interception for Nick Fitzgerald, and he almost threw a second. So he just threw a screen outside. Excellent pursuit to the football by that Auburn defense.
That's Ryan Davis for Auburn, back standing on his own 23-yard line. Auburn does have 1 punt return for a touchdown this year. That was returned by Christian Tutt. Tucker Day with the punt. They hit an Auburn player. It's live. Late whistle, and Mississippi State may have recovered it. It's Bulldog football. Baldwin, the long snapper, makes the recovery. So an error in special teams for the Tigers is costly here.
Ryan Davis gets knocked out of the way by his own man, and he tries to get on the football. Collision, he's looking for it. It's right there underneath him. How about Baldwin, the deep snapper, hustling down the field, Johnny on the spot. Huge, huge turnover for Mississippi State. First of the season, and boy, did it come in a nick of time.
No doubt.
Man.
Hill in motion. Fitzgerald keeps it, broke a couple of tackles. Fitzgerald with a first down at the 21-yard line. A 13-yard gain and a missed tackle by Darrell Williams on the play.
Well, I mentioned earlier, you better wrap up Nick Fitzgerald. Arm tackles aren't going to do it. You got to give him a shoulder, and you got to give a hard wrap as he runs through the arm tackle without a shoe.
He left Williams with one of his Adidas. Kylan Hill in the backfield. Hill on the handoff, right up the middle. Tackled by Nick Coe, a 3-yard pickup.
Nick Fitzgerald, by far having his most success the last couple of games running the football. Looks like he's just got a little bit more of a burst, and he's making more concise decisions. He's been very productive in this half.
Run it 10 times for 76 yards. He's the second leading rusher on the team coming into the game tonight. Hill on the handoff, trying to get to the edge. Great second effort, and got up near the first down marker. His hat came off at about the 11-yard line. Great effort, though.
You saw the emotion from 𝐀𝐮 Hill. As he gets to the perimeter, lowers his shoulder on the big Jamel Dean. Helmet gets knocked off out of bounds. Excellent extra effort by 𝐀𝐮 Hill.
3rd and 1. They're going to mark him short, 3rd and short. Fitzgerald's going to keep it. Gets the first down, no question. 1st and goal, Bulldogs. You don't need technology to tell you that's enough for the first down. Picked up 7.
Nick Fitzgerald has put his stamp on this first half, as has the Mississippi State offensive line. Getting physical, going to pull the guard around. Easy pickup on 3rd and short.
And Derek Brown on 1st and goal on the sidelines for the Auburn Tigers. A top defensive lineman. Projected 1st round NFL pick. Fitzgerald changes his mind and throws it. What a great decision. Williams made a catch at the last second and made it to the 1 before Williams made a tackle.
They put Darrell Williams in a tough spot, right? Darrell Williams had to make a choice. Am I going to play the quarterback? Am I going to play Aris Williams out in the flat? Run pass option. A nice decision by Nick Fitzgerald as he drops 3/4.
Wow.
And gets it to his running back.
Came a little sidearm, didn't he? 1.5 to go in the first half. 2nd and goal. Fitzgerald keeping it short of the end zone. Russell making the tackle here at Davis Wade Stadium, Starkville, Mississippi. The number 8 team in the country, the Auburn Tigers, trailing 6-3 under the lights here in Starkville, Mississippi. I'm Mark Jones alongside Dusty Dvorak, Molly McGrath down to the field. And this the first conference road opener for the Auburn Tigers and Gus Malzahn's offense, which continues to look for its rhythm. Right now, his defense on the field. 3rd and goal, Mississippi State. Fitzgerald keeps it. He got in. Touchdown. Tackle from behind by Davidson. And the momentum took him forward. What do you do here on 4th down? Do you go for it or not if you're Mississippi State?
After review, the runner's elbow was down with the ball at the 1/2 yard line. It'll be 4th down.
Do you take the points with the field goal or do you go for it? You are just literally inches away.
I'm going for it.
Okay.
At home.
4th and goal, 4th and inches for Mississippi State with 4 seconds to go in the first half. They're going for it.
Buckle your chin strap, brother.
Empty formation. Hill in motion. Fitzgerald keeps it. He got in. No signal. Touchdown. Now they give it to him. Boy, Nick Fitzgerald put his hat down, Dusty. You mentioned it. That's big boy football.
Well, you knew it had to go to him, right? I mean, Nick Fitzgerald, 6'5", 235 pounds, right at the line, right at the goal line. Big hit by Jeremiah Denson. I'm sure they're going to take another look at this.
Thomas and Denson, the safeties.
It's really close. Is there a definitive look? Let's see.
It's got to be indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field. Wow. I mean, the officials took their time in signaling touchdown.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Auburn has a little bit of an argument there.
To me, that's one of those that whatever's called on the field, they're going to stay with it because there wasn't a conclusive look to give them a definitive resolution.
Right.
So the fact that it was called a touchdown on the field, I think the play stands. You didn't see that the call was confirmed. It just stood.
An extra point to come. That was Fitzgerald, his 6th rushing touchdown of the season and the 39th of his career. Every inch, every foot, every yard hard-earned in this game. And that's the end of the first half of play with the Bulldogs leading 13-3. They've won 2 of the last 3 against the Auburn Tigers here at Davis-Wade Stadium, with the cowbells echoing through the night. From Starkville, Mississippi, a glow at night. Look at the downtown area. 13-3, the home team leading by 10. A moment ago, Molly caught up with Coach Gus Malzahn of the Tigers.
Coach, what did you think about that touchdown on 4th and inches?
Yeah, they called it a touchdown. You know, we got to figure out a way to get it going offense. Our defense is playing pretty good. You know, we turned the football over there and they had an inadvertent whistle. That was a tough one, but we'll come out in the second half ready to go.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Mark Jones alongside Dusty Dvorak. Molly, you saw her a minute ago. Interesting first half. A low-scoring first half, 13-3.
No surprise.
Yeah, we kind of called it with all the great defensive talent, especially on the line of scrimmage. Auburn not doing a great job on 3rd down conversions. The muff punt set up the Mississippi State touchdown, and Nick Fitzgerald really the story of the game. 84 rushing yards as he continues to close in on eclipsing Tim Tebow's conference record as the most prolific runner in conference history at quarterback. They're ready to go. Bulldogs will have the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Fitzgerald pulls it out, completes the pass to the tight end, Justin Johnson. Gets about 7 on the play.
Same play we saw earlier, little split zone action. They bring the H back out in the flats. Easy play, move in the pocket for Nick Fitzgerald. Easy pass, get his confidence going here to start this second half.
Hill gets it into the boundary. Some determined running, some spirited running. Picks up a first down at the 38, picked up 7.
They've really utilized his speed on the perimeter today. Much more perimeter runs than what we typically see from Mississippi State.
They run it again. Hill around the left side, stays on his feet. Picked up about 9 on the play. You hear it all the time. This is a line of scrimmage league, and a lot of talent up front on both sides, but Mississippi State with the edge right now, Dusty.
I was going to say, this is one of those turning into a roll up your sleeves, ground and pound type of game for Joe Moorhead and this Mississippi State offense.
2nd down and 1 on the 9-yard gain. Mitchell split wide to the bottom of your screen, number 87. Fitzgerald kept it. Boy, there was a lot of looking around there, Dusty, and I'm not sure if that was indecision or not. Russell making the tackle. No gain on the play. 3rd down coming up.
We've talked so much about Derek Brown. Dontavius Russell making his 43rd start at defensive tackle in the SEC. Played a lot of football. You're going to talk about a defensive lineman that can eat up double teams and get off of blocks. Dontavius Russell.
3rd and 1. Russell started as a redshirt freshman several years ago. Fitzgerald pulled it out, stays on his feet. And it's brought down right at field goal range for Mississippi State on the 5-yard gain, and a first down, Bulldogs.
It's a quality read. We're going to take a look here. Marlon Davidson's going to come off the edge. See the mesh point? He goes with the running back. Outstanding job by Nick Fitzgerald to make the proper read and pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what you get with a fifth-year senior.
That's right. And you heard Joe Moorhead say decisive decisions in the run game. Another example there.
They are sticking to their game plan. Hill got a hit of steam and got another first down at the 22-yard line. Great block out in front by Justin Johnson. 15-yard pickup, and they move the sticks again. Meanwhile, Dean still on the bench, starting cornerback for the Tigers.
Offensive line blocking with physicality. The H-backs. Justin Johnson there getting out in front. Everybody upping their level of physicality in this game for Mississippi State.
That's Keith Mick. Fitzgerald hits his tight end, Johnson. Justin Johnson chopped down nicely at the 20-yard line, picked up 3. Meanwhile, Mixon was shaken up a moment ago, and he is now being taken into the locker room. Keith Mixon, a 5'8" junior out of Birmingham. Came into the game as a receiver that they look for. Had caught over 100 yards worth of passes. 2nd down and 7. Fitzgerald steps back and takes off. Man, he really moves the pile, Dusty. He is not a small guy. 6'5", 230. Now that's now his 17th 100-yard rushing game of his career.
Talk about ball control. When you've got a big physical running quarterback like that, you can possess the football, you can grind the clock away. Mississippi State on the ground tonight has completely controlled this football game.
Ties the school record by Anthony Dixon. 3rd and 2. Came into the game holding 12 school records. And they're going to be faced with a 4th and about 2 to go. And after a very impressive drive, you got to think they kicked the field goal here, right, Dusty?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's an impressive opening drive here. Chew up a lot of clock, move the football, continue to run with a lot of success. You got to take your points at this moment in time. Derek Brown there on the stop, already making a couple of plays here to start this second half.
Chrisman in for the field goal. Made 2 tonight from 25 and 47. This one coming from 32. And Jace Chrisman bangs it through. The Bulldogs leading 16-3. An impressive opening drive, using up a lot of clock to start the second half. Trying to upset the number 8 team in the nation when we come back to Starkville. Oh, man. Mississippi Entomological Museum is on campus and boasts one of the 3rd largest collections of insects in the southeastern United States. Over 1 million specimens, Dusty. If I find one of those in my hotel room, I'm running on the exterminator, man.
I think there might have been one in Molly's rental car.
in the back seat.
You see the size of some of those spiders?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Tell you what, Auburn, a little bit of work here to do.
It's an important drive. They did absolutely nothing in the first half. 79 total yards. I think they need to open up Jarrett Stidham and let him throw the football down the field a little bit.
Little play fake. Looks down the sidelines. Caught! And out of bounds at the 30-yard line, Ryan Davis. As you just noted, Dusty, they open up the offense a little bit and take a shot complete.
And this is the guy they trust the most in this offense. Ryan Davis, you know, typically they get him in the short passing game, intermediate throws, but they run him on a go ball down the sidelines. Perfectly placed pass by Jarrett Stidham.
42 yards. And this is Bᴜʟʟᴜ with a nice run, picked up 13. Down to the 20-yard line. And in 2 plays, Auburn knocking at the door.
Going fast.
Bᴜʟʟᴅ again, this time with nowhere to go. Those guys up front, Jeffrey Simmons, one of the excellent leaders of that defensive unit. A real boss in the weight room for the Bulldogs, making the initial stop.
Strong at the point of attack. Sheds blocks, gets off, disruptive. Nice job inside, shutting down the inside zone from Bᴜʟʟᴅ.
2nd and 10. Bᴜʟʟᴅ into the end zone and overthrows his intended receiver, Darius Slayton. So 3rd and 10 coming up for Auburn. Time for the Cowbells.
Time for Bob Shoop to get creative. He said in these situations they bring in a rush package. Chauncey Rivers going to come in the game. Willie Gay's going to come into the game. And he told us in these situations, look for them to dial it up and bring heat on Jarrett Stidham.
Here comes the pressure. He barely got it off in time. Almost intercepted. Intended for Slayton. Man. I mean, everybody was coming on that one, Dusty.
Well, he told us he let some of the players draw up some of these blitzes. They're just going to bring guys, and they're going to get home. Right up the middle is where the real pressure is going to come from. And the call wasn't too bad, right? They called the wide receiver screen, but it's an outstanding play by Cameron Dantzler to be aggressive, to attack, and to make a play on the football.
Carlson now going to attempt this one from 38 yards out. 1 for 2 today, made one from 47. And silences the crowd here at Davis Wade Stadium with his 2nd field goal of the night. A little bit of a win for that defense of the Bulldogs. As they inch a little bit closer. A tight game here. We're not bugging out, but that might make you want to.
Back here in Starkville, and a very good showing so far from Mississippi State's offensive line. They're telling themselves, we're winning that battle at the line. Keep pounding them. It looks like number 5, which is Derek Brown, is slowing down out there. We need to take advantage. Mark, Dusty?
What do you make of that, Dusty?
I mean, I think that's exactly the mindset as an offensive line you want to have. Continue to impose our will, wear them down, make them quit.
Nick Fitzgerald to get the ball 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Been doing it with his legs, 102 yards. A little over 40 yards away from eclipsing Tim Tebow's quarterback conference record for rushing. Great move by Hill. Went airborne a couple of times. Second down and 6. Fitzgerald pulls it out and runs with it. Got about 2. It'll be a 3rd down and 4 coming up. On 3rd and 4. Incomplete. Intended for Jesse Jackson. And Auburn's defense comes up with a nice sequence there, forcing the punt.
Yeah, pass thrown behind his intended target, Jesse Jackson, who's put into the starting lineup, the senior veteran receiver. Good tight coverage down the field, and a poor throw off target for Nick Fitzgerald. Not happy about that sequence.
Auburn down by 2 scores. Ryan Davis, number 23 right there, back for the punt at his own 30. Tucker Day with a nice high spiral. A fair catch called at the 30-yard line, a 39-yard punt.
Center gets over the ball. They got to shut down the Cowbells.
Etiquette.
3rd and super long. This is where you see them drop back into coverage and might just rush 4. Oh.
Little pressure coming. Sweat. They set up the screen nicely with a tight end, Schenker, and he picked up the 1st down. What a call, Dusty.
It's a great call, and that's why I kind of thought Bob Shoop would sit back and play coverage, expecting screens, something to throw you off. If you got a team dialing it up, blitzing, coming with their hair on fire, what do? You screen, you draw them. Outstanding call and better execution for the Auburn offense.
26 yards on the pickup by Schenker. Here's Davis. Tiptoeing up the sidelines. Let's see where they spot this. Be about a 7-yard gain for Ryan Davis. Second down coming up. 8-yard gain. We haven't seen much of Anthony Schwartz for Auburn, who had a touchdown last week. Stidham off the play fake. Completes the pass at the 44-yard line to Miller. And he's hit and brought down immediately. Third down coming up. Willie Gay making the tackle.
Solid open field tackle by Willie Gay. Nothing down the field for Jarrett Stidham. He's got to go to his check down. Third and a short situation. I'd be surprised if we don't see this go to Whitlow. Could be a screen up top, too.
Let's see if Simmons or Sweat factor in on this play defensively for Mississippi State. Hand it off to Whitlow. Great play, still on his feet. Booby spinning. The ball comes loose. Bulldogs recover. And it looks like a touchback. Or is it a touchdown?
We're going to take another look at this. My question is, did he cross the plane before the ball came out? Obviously, they're saying no. Ball came out first.
Whitlock. Oh. I thought he was in the end zone from that angle.
He grabs the ball. He tries to stretch it over the goal line.
The ruling on the field is that the runner fumbled the ball prior to crossing the goal line. The defense recovered the ball in the end zone, resulting in a touchback.
I think it's going to be a touchdown.
I think that's going to be a touchdown.
I mean, to me, it looks like he's possessing the football as he's taking it forward.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown, touchback, Mississippi State.
Wow. So Gus Malzahn's team comes that close to making it a field goal game, but instead, everybody checking the replay on their ESPN app.
When we saw it live, I thought that he crossed the goal line and it was going to wind up being a touchdown, but as we slowed it down, excellent job by our camera crew once again getting a great look at that.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Disconsolate and dejected Booby Whitlow.
It's a game of inches, right?
Exactly.
I mean, think about those two game-changing plays to close out the half and right there at the goal line.
Under 2 minutes to go in the third. Fitzgerald keeps it. Still on his feet, got a good block on the edge. And uses wonderful discretion, stepping out of bounds as he gets closer to Tim Tebow's quarterback rushing record for SEC QBs.
His reads have been so spot on tonight. Defensive end wants to take the running back. He says, no problem. I'll tuck it up and get a nice pickup. So he's closer and closer.
22 yards away from eclipsing Tim Tebow. I think I saw had his number put into the rafters there.
Nice win by them today against LSU.
Yeah. Gators winning at home. It's Kylan Hill tiptoeing through tacklers. Picks up 11 as we get under a minute to go at midfield. There's Williams on the fake, and Fitzgerald keeps it. Got 4. Atkinson making the tackle. This is going to be the last play of the quarter.
And as we go into the fourth quarter, these first 3 quarters have been tough. They've been physical, and Mississippi State has owned the ground game.
That's the end of the third quarter.
You got to imagine that's only going to continue, and as these plays and this time continue to accumulate, Auburn's going to wear down, get tired, really playing in the hands of Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Welcome everyone to Stark Vegas. What happens in Stark Vegas stays in Stark Vegas on a Saturday night in the SEC. And welcome back, everyone, under the lights. ESPN College Football Primetime for the start of the fourth quarter. At Davis Wade Stadium, everyone turning on their phone lights and lighting up the night. The home team leading as we enter the final 15. Mark Jones, Dusty Dvorak, Molly McGrath down to the field. Mississippi 15 minutes away from upsetting the number 8 team in the nation. Hill. And Auburn's defense strung it out nicely, limiting the gain to a yard. 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿.
Nice job on the perimeter by 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿. You know, they've gotten so many of these perimeter runs, been able to get to the edge, and the cornerback there keeps contained, forces the running back out of bounds. Nice job to set up the 3rd and long. See if Kevin Steele dials up any pressure to try to come after Nick Fitzgerald.
Got 3 receivers out to his left. Rolls and delivers, complete. It's going to take a couple of moves. Thomas, it's going to be close. Not sure that he got there. Dedrick Thomas, it is 6th reception of the season. And they're going to mark it just a little bit short of that first down line that we have down there on the field. Do you even think about going for it here, Dusty, or what's the thought process for Moorhead?
Ooh, man, this is a tough spot right here. I think he's going to go for it, though. It's kind of been the MO of them so far tonight.
You got a big 235-pound quarterback.
I was going to say, I'd be surprised if this goes anywhere but Nick Fitzgerald. You could always think this could be a hard count. Try to draw him off sides.
The 1-for-1 on 4th downs tonight. Fitzgerald keeps it. He's not going to get there. There was a surge in the middle, led by Brown and Russell, and the Tigers with one of the definitive tipping points of the ball game. Deshaun Davis also there. So they'll take over on downs.
The interior of that Auburn front 7, outstanding on this play. Penetration, completely stoned them at the line of scrimmage. Take a look at these 2 guys right here. Okay, coming here, coming here. We're going to get penetration up front. See Deshaun Davis working through Calhoun, just continuing to fight. Stacking up. Nick Fitzgerald, nowhere for him to run. Huge stop for Kevin Steele and his defense as they stone Nick Fitzgerald for the first time tonight.
They take over on downs, the Tigers do. Stidham gets rid of it quickly. Davis on the edge. And brought down with a high tackle right there at the 45-yard line. A gain of 3. Who else but Jonathan Abram? A headhunter, a hard hitter out there.
But this guy comes downhill with bad intentions right now. Actually almost overruns the play, but he grabs him with the left arm and gets him to the turf.
Stidham with plenty of time. Into the boundary. Davis makes the reception for the first down.
Most people go ready, aim, fire. He's ready, fire, aim. He's a throwback. He's the type of guy you want on your football team, that's for sure, Jonesy.
2nd and 8. Stidham into the middle of the field. Almost intercepted by the guy you were just talking about, Abram. And that's one that he wants back.
Montez Sweat, he's starting to make his presence felt in this 2nd half. Working on Calvin Ashley, coming off the edge right here. Just a speed rush. We've seen him several times now. Gonna work outside, then he comes back underneath when he gets to the level, puts a big hit on Jarrett Stidham as Jonathan Abram almost comes up with a huge interception.
3rd and long, Stidham to Davis. Little tunnel screen, a first down and a lot more. Davis literally dragged by his teammate, kept upright. Looked like it was Harrell that lifted him up for a few more yards. Let's see this replay, a gain of 22, Dusty.
Love this play call. Going to be a wide receiver screen. Watch all these guys get out here and set it up and are able to give Ryan Davis exactly what he needs and the tunnel screen for a big first down.
On the handoff, this is Schwartz, the speedster, on his first touch of the ball game on that jet sweep action they like to use. The freshman from Miami makes it 1st and goal on the 17-yard pickup.
He's got some speed, doesn't he?
10.07 in the 100 meters. Stidham keeps it. Wide open. Dropped it. Slayton couldn't hang on and get that foot down.
He was so focused on getting his foot in bounds. I think he quit tracking the football.
Wow.
Well, very well executed play up until the drop. RPO, wide open in the back of the end zone. I actually think he had that with one hand. I thought Cameron Dantzler came in and knocked it loose there at the last second. Nice play by Cameron Dantzler.
Miller in the backfield on 2nd and goal. Stidham. No shot that time, incomplete for Canella. And it'll be 3rd and goal. Are we looking at 4-down territory at this point of the game?
Not yet. No. Field goal gets it to a 1-score game. Absolutely not. You got to get your points here. Jonathan Abram, though, excellent job running with the wide receiver, Sal Canella, in the back line of the end zone. That's exactly where Jarrett Stidham wanted to go. Jonathan Abram wasn't having it.
3rd and goal. Stidham incomplete at the 1. Intended for Slayton, went right back to him. And the Bulldogs defense wins as the field goal unit comes in.
Cameron Dantzler's playing a heck of a ball game tonight. Cornerback for Mississippi State. Long, athletic, very skilled corner. He's been an extra hat in the run fits and nice tight coverage throughout this evening for this Mississippi State defense.
Terrell Buckley, former Miami Dolphin, doing a great job with those DBs. In comes Carlson. This one coming from 24 yards out. And he knocks it through to make it a 1-score game. A low-scoring game. Sometimes it helps when you get a little help from your friends, when they literally lift you up. Back after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Davis-Wade Stadium. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Number 8 Auburn trailing unranked Mississippi State in their road conference opener. Each team with 3 field goals apiece tonight. Can they put it away? Deshaun Davis back on the field for the Tigers after being shaken up a couple series ago. Allen Hill on the loose. First down out to the 48-yard line. Tackled by Davis downfield. A 17-yard gain. Auburn with all 3 timeouts remaining.
Excellent vision and patience in the hole by 𝐭₝ Hill. Watch the jump cut. The vision. Whoop! Over here, he sees it. He gets to it. Excellent speed in the open field. 𝐭₝ Hill running much more like the guy we saw in week 2 than the one we saw the last couple of weeks on the tape.
We had him against Kansas State. He went for over 200 yards that afternoon. Over 100 here tonight under the lights. And the meter's still running for 𝐭₝ Hill. Picked up about 7 or 8. 2nd and 1 for Mississippi State.
Mississippi State in no hurry whatsoever. Gonna wear that clock down as much as they can.
Gerald gives it to Hill again, this time brought down behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose about 2 yards. Clock running with 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Mississippi State has won 2 of the last 3 games against Auburn here in Starkville, Mississippi. And Joe Moorhead looking for his first conference win here at home. Former head coach at Fordham, offensive coordinator at Penn State. After 2 consecutive losses, got encouraging texts and phone calls from his former buddy James Franklin of Penn State, J.D. Brookhart, a couple of colleagues of his. 3rd down and 3. To keep the drive alive, Fitzgerald doing it himself. Took the hit from Denson and got 2 more after the contact.
That's the luxury of having a 6'5", 230-plus-pound physical quarterback. He gets hit right at the line to gain, but watch him fall forward, the leg drive, leaning forward, fighting for those extra yards.
4 minutes to go. Gonna run the play clock down as much as they can here. And off to 𝐿 Williams on the fringes of field goal range. Should they elect to kick one, or should they have to? A 6-yard pickup by last year's 1,000-yard rusher, 𝐿 Williams.
𝐿 Williams, a different kind of runner than 𝐀𝐮 Hill, but they're great complements to each other. 𝐿 Williams more of a one-cut downhill type of player. You saw the slight hesitation that he gets downhill right now, whereas 𝐀𝐮 Hill uses that speed and he's shifty and he runs in the open field.
Mississippi State has run for well over 300 yards, 323. On 2nd and long, Hill going to try and stay in bounds, but he is unable to. Jensen pushes him out. 2:44 to go, and they move the chains. Pardon me. Yeah, they well, 3rd and 1. It's close.
Speaking of eating, 𝐀𝐮 Hill, Nick Fitzgerald, they've been eating tonight. 50 of the 55 carries have been 𝐀𝐮 Hill, Nick Fitzgerald for this Mississippi State rushing attack.
If they hang on, we know who's splitting the game ball tonight.
I don't know, when you break an SEC all-time record for most rushing yards, I think maybe you get that by yourself.
Good call. 7 on the play clock. Thomas in motion. Fitzgerald keeps it. A fitting end to the night. Nick, quick, touchdown. 21 yards.
Well, that's the exclamation point for Nick Fitzgerald and for Mississippi State. Backs were against the wall. They had to have a win, and they told us, we got to get back to playing physical, being able to run the football. They've done that and some here tonight, partner.
Nick Fitzgerald came out motivated tonight. And this goes back to the consecutive losses. He wasn't going to let his team down. That's what he told us when he looked us in the eye yesterday during our meetings with him.
Well, let's take a look at a play that's been so successful tonight for this offense. Okay, we're going to pull the guard. We're going to get 𝐀𝐮 Hill out in front. It's going to be a simple quarterback counter. Block it up. And Nick Fitzgerald sees the hole, breaks one tackle, and it's off to the races. Physical blocking all night. Nick Fitzgerald's going to get talked about, as well he should, but this offensive line, Elgton Jenkins, Deion Calhoun, Greg Island, Stuart Reese, these guys had quite the challenge against this big, bad Auburn front seven, and they brought physicality from the moment go tonight, and it's been all throughout this entire game. Outstanding job on the ground tonight for this Mississippi State offense.
And the Bulldogs are sky high right now.
They having any fun here tonight, Jonesy? Man.
Hey, I'm about ready to do my little whip too, my little shoot dance. That's going to be a flag. It'll come out to the 35-yard line. And finally a smile. His counterpart Stidham incomplete at midfield. You know, it was interesting. Last week was a real emotional game for this Mississippi State team, facing their former coach, Dan Mullen. And I'd ask Nick Fitzgerald, do you have to be careful about not letting Florida beat you twice? Was there any carryover? And he looked us in the eye and said, no, we're ready to play. And he was right. Pass complete to Slayton. Still on the move and pushed out of bounds at the 29.
I think for a lot of these players, just getting past that aspect, you know what I'm saying, Jonesy? Just getting past that whole mental aspect of playing against your former coach. It's freed them up. It's allowed them to come out here. And let's face it, when you've lost 2 straight games in the SEC, your back's against the wall, and you are starving for a win. We saw a big response from this football team this evening.
They played with a lot of urgency.
And for the coach. Yeah. We saw it on their coach's face. He needed this win for himself and this program, too.
Fitzgerald breaking Tebow's rushing record for quarterbacks in the conference. Complete underneath to Canella again. As we approach 1 minute to go. Auburn, the number 8 team in the country. So this makes things a little bit more interesting in the SEC West. Of course, there's Alabama and then a bunch of jockeying behind them. Incomplete. Canella couldn't squeeze it this time. And Alabama rolling again today against Arkansas. Tua looking as good as he has all season. Frighteningly good.
That team looks frighteningly good right now. You can see, if you take a look at Derek Brown on the bench, frustration all over his face.
Yeah. Hit him into the end zone. Incomplete. Slayton, the intended receiver. And look at Abrams saying, you're not going to catch anything. I don't care if it's early, middle, or late.
He's at a ball game here tonight, partner.
Let's look at the standings in the SEC. Mississippi State about to get on the board here.
LSU, 5th-ranked team in the country, has already lost. Auburn, we got 48 seconds to go, and they're down 2 scores. We could have 3 top 10 teams go down this first Saturday in October.
And Gus Malzahn's team still trying to bounce back. Sweat.
You know, at some point, you got to help this guy, right? I mean, at some point, you got to give him a chipper. You got to put a tight end over there. Give him some help some way, somehow. Because Montez Sweat, he's putting a highlight tape together this second half.
4th and Columbus, Mississippi to go. And a blitz coming. Stidham eluding harm's way and incomplete. He ducked for his life and fired incomplete for Slayton. That'll do it. And we can start writing the obituary on this game. The upset nearly complete.
Big win for Joe Moorhead, as we mentioned, his first SEC victory. And, you know, I think he had to kind of build himself up, give himself confidence, remind himself that he's a heck of a football coach, and his principles, his concepts, they do work. His offensive line, his team, they stepped up, and they showed out, and they matched a physical defensive front with big-time physicality in the run game here tonight.
Well, he told us that this offense was a little bit like Chipotle. Not a ton of ingredients, just a bunch of different mixes and matches. But the recipe was all good tonight for Coach Moorhead and Mississippi State as they win it 23-9.